Ravi clutched his phone, sweat trickling down his back, his breath shallow and uneven. The humid Chennai night pressed in around him, thick with the scent of earth and distant rain. Every sound seemed amplified, the chirp of crickets, the rustle of leaves, and the faint, haunting echoes that drifted from his family's home. Ravi's heart hammered in his chest, each beat a reminder of the fear that had taken root inside him. As he hid in the shadows of the old mango tree, its gnarled branches stretching above like protective arms, Ravi tried to steady his nerves. The darkness felt alive, shifting and whispering secrets he couldn't quite understand. He pressed himself closer to the trunk, hoping the tree would shield him from whatever was unfolding inside the house. His family was the subject of his covert operation, though the word family now felt foreign. He watched from a distance, barely daring to blink, as if any movement might draw their attention. The people inside were familiar, yet something about them had changed, something he couldn't name. The once lively home in Chennai was now shrouded in silence, broken only by whispers and strange chanting that seemed to seep from the very walls. Shadows danced across the rooms where laughter once echoed, and the air felt heavy with secrets. Ravi strained to catch the words, but they slipped away just out of reach. His parents, once warm and cheerful, now moved like shadows themselves, gliding through the house with slow, deliberate steps. Their eyes, once bright with love and mischief, were now distant and unsettling, as if they were looking through him, or perhaps at something only they could see. The transformation chilled Ravi to his core. Pressing record, Ravi aimed his phone at the faint glow from the living room window, his hands slick with sweat. The screen trembled as he tried to capture the eerie scene, desperate for proof that what he was witnessing was real and not some fevered nightmare. The chanting grew louder, rising and falling in a rhythm that made Ravi's skin crawl. Incense smoke curled through the air, thick and sweet, replacing the familiar scent of his mother's curries with something far more ancient and unsettling. Candlelight flickered, casting strange shapes on the walls, as if the house itself was alive and watching. A shiver ran down his spine as he filmed, unable to shake the feeling of being watched, not just by his family but by something else, something lurking in the darkness. Every instinct screamed at him to run, but curiosity and fear rooted him in place. His thumb trembled as he saved the video, heart pounding so loudly he was sure it would give him away. Ravi knew that whatever was happening inside that house, he was now a part of it and there was no turning back. They speak of sacrifice, Ravi scribbled in his diary, the blue ink stark against the page. The diary, a gift from his grandfather, had become his only confidant. He recalled fragments of hushed conversations, words heavy with dread. His parents, faces lit by flickering diyas, whispered of an impending event. The diary, hidden under his mattress, seemed to absorb his anxieties, offering silent solace. The rhythm of their lives had been disrupted. The shop stayed shuttered, the aroma of chai replaced by incense. Even temple visits stopped. His mother's bindi and father's devotion vanished. Ravi watched, a knot of apprehension tightening in his chest. The vibrant tapestry of their lives faded into an unsettling monochrome. This is really something, Arjun thought, his mind racing as the shadows flickered across the walls. The air in the room felt heavy, thick with secrets and unspoken fears. He could sense Ravi's unease, the way his friend's hands trembled ever so slightly, betraying the calm mask he tried to wear. Ravi! Arjun's voice trembled as he watched the video. The images on the screen were disturbing, casting a cold blue glow on their faces. Ravi's eyes darted nervously, as if searching for answers in the shifting light. They sat huddled in Arjun's room, the small space making their fear feel even more intense. The walls seemed to close in, amplifying every sound, every anxious breath. It was as if the room itself was listening, waiting for them to speak. Outside, Bollywood music blared from a distant wedding, its cheerful beats clashing with the eerie chanting that seeped from Ravi's phone. The contrast was jarring, joy and dread colliding in the night air, making the moment feel even more surreal. Ravi hesitated, torn between confiding in his friend and betraying his family's trust. His mind raced with memories, with doubts, with the fear of what might happen if he spoke the truth. The weight of his secret pressed down on him, almost suffocating. "You need to tell someone," Arjun urged, his voice low but urgent. He leaned in, trying to catch Ravi's gaze, hoping to break through the wall of silence that had grown between them. Arjun insisted, his concern clear. This isn't normal. His eyes pleaded with Ravi, silently begging him to trust, to share the burden before it became too much to bear. Your family, they're not themselves. Something's changed, and you know it. The fear in your eyes says it all, Ravi. You can't keep this inside forever. Ravi bit his lip, heart torn by conflicting emotions. He wanted to believe things would return to normal, but deep down, he knew that was just wishful thinking. He knew Arjun was right. This was beyond strange. The things he'd seen, the things he'd heard at home, haunted him every night. He couldn't ignore it any longer. Yet loyalty held him back. The fear of betraying his family warred with the desperate need to reach out for help. Ravi sat in silence, the weight of his decision pressing down as Arjun waited, hoping his friend would finally open up. "They're my family, Arjun," Ravi whispered, unable to meet his friend's gaze. "They would never hurt me." "But what if they're being hurt?" Arjun countered gently. Ravi thought of the chanting, the secrecy, the fear etched on his parents' faces. A chill settled in his stomach. The house was eerily silent, as if it was holding its breath. Shadows clung to the corners, and the only sound was the distant hum of a ceiling fan spinning somewhere unseen. Every room seemed to be waiting, suspended in a tense, unnatural quiet. Ravi's phone slipped from his grasp, clattering to the floor with a sharp, echoing crack that seemed far too loud in the hush. The screen flickered, casting a brief, ghostly glow across the tiles before going dark. Ravi's heart pounded in his chest, startled by the sudden noise. The front door stood ajar, a black void against the streetlights outside. The night air drifted in, cool and unsettling, carrying with it the faint scent of rain and something else, something metallic and unfamiliar. The open door felt like an invitation, or perhaps a warning. He called out, his voice trembling as it echoed through the empty house, only to be swallowed by the stillness. No answer came, not even the creak of a floorboard or the rustle of curtains. The silence pressed in, heavy and absolute. Inch by inch he crept forward, every creak beneath his feet magnified in the oppressive quiet. The old wooden floor groaned under his weight, each step a test of courage. Shadows seemed to shift and stretch as he moved, as if watching him. The air was thick with incense, its sweet smoke curling in the dimness, mingling with a sharp metallic tang that stung his nose. Somewhere nearby, a brass bell glinted in the half-light, untouched but resonant with memory. In the living room, 11 wooden stools formed a perfect circle beneath the mesh ceiling, moonlight streaming through the window and casting grotesque, elongated shadows on the floor. The arrangement was deliberate, ritualistic, as if waiting for something or someone to complete it. But his family was only 4. The portrait on the wall showed them smiling, unaware of the empty seats that now seemed to demand occupants. The gap between what was and what should be felt like a wound in the room. The camera, dropped on the floor, captured the circle of empty stools and the unsettling emptiness that filled the space. The lens trembled, recording the silent accusation of the vacant seats, the sense that something was missing, or about to arrive. As the battery died, a faint whisper drifted through the darkness, barely more than a breath. 11 for the circle, 11 for the return. The words lingered, chilling the air, as if the house itself was remembering something long forgotten.